Wow. So this was happened in China. So Art, you must share a story that happened in Thailand, can?
Okay, we're gonna move from China to Thailand. Ni hao, everyone.
掌声鼓励一下。
It's really exciting for me to be here, and I just want to share, like, during my time with hosting Incredible Tales, I wasn't allowed to share any personal experience whatsoever.
Why is that so?
It's because as a host, you have to be neutral.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
But today I'm not going to be neutral. I'm gonna.
So it's your first time.
Well, I've been sharing my stories on a podcast called Tales from Incredible Tales, which visits the stories from Incredible Tales.
Oh.
So you can go check that out. But today, it's the first time I'm sharing it to a live audience.
Wow.
Yes.
你们真的是
We're so lucky.
有福
So
气啊。
lucky.
So Miss Mo, you're gonna help me translate at
Of
times?
course, no problem.
No problem?
Can.
Okay?
You
Okay?
finish the whole story first.
Yes,
then
Yes,
she will
let you
translate.
finish first.
Okay. So this story will take you to Phuket in Thailand. So Phuket is an island, and a lot of times when I do shoots, sometimes I do experience the supernatural or the paranormal during shoots, but I don't usually share these experiences to the audience. I share these experiences with members of the team. So I have a producer who had gone with me on the shoot. So she's heard stories from me all the time about my third eye, about my experience. And she herself, her name is Nok. Nok's never had any experiences with the supernatural or paranormal whatsoever. But this particular story that I'm going to tell you was the first time she experienced it with me. So we were there for a shoot. We arrived in Phuket from Bangkok in the evening, and we were to shoot a mini concert at one of the venues. But when we arrived, it wasn't the main area. It wasn't like the busy tourist area. We had probably driven out about 15 to 20 minutes outside of the main area, which was quite strange for me because I would expect all the, anything that's kind of festive or loud to be in the main area. So as we were driving out, we ended up in this section of the town that seemed to be further out. So the shoot was quite late. We finished around, I think, almost nearly 1 a.m. And then I had expected that we would end up going back to the busy tourist area to our hotel, but it wasn't the case. We ended driving out further. And because it's an island, the roads are quite dimly lit, and also it's a lot of forest area. So there was a lot of trees on the right side, left side of us, and it just seemed like going to the hotel where we're supposed to stay at, it just felt forever. We kept on driving and going on and on and on. It's as if it's a deja vu. It's like you see the same things. Yes. See the same things. Can you say that one more time, please?
鬼遮眼.
Yes, that's what I was experiencing. I was seeing things over and over again until we arrived. Now, when we arrived, it wasn't the tourist area. It had a very creepy feeling because there weren't a lot of houses. There weren't a lot of buildings. It was just a few shop houses. And one of the shop houses was actually the hotel that we were going to stay at. And just right off the bat, I felt really uneasy because it didn't seem comfortable at all. Just the area itself felt very heavy. So from the outside, I was just confused. And I think my my producer was, she knew I was uneasy, and she was being apologetic that, this was like a misunderstanding. It's okay, it's just a few hours. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, it's a few hours, it's gonna be okay. So we check in, but before we check in, the environment and the way the hotel looks was very run down. Like I kept on thinking, why would we be put up in this place? It makes no sense whatsoever. But I tried to psych myself out. Okay, we're gonna be here just a few hours. I'm tired. It's almost 2 a.m. Let's just go in, check in, and check out early. So we go in, we check in, and we were all put on the same floor. So when I say we, it was me, my producer Nok, and also the cameraman. His name is Nui. So we're all on the same floor, but the whole entire building space was like dimly lit. Like it was just not bright. So the feeling of the environment overall was already heavy from the outside walking in, and then once we went inside, the third floor, as we was walking to the hallway, my cameraman went all the way to the end, and then my producer was on the other side near the elevator, so I was like in the middle room, and my cameraman, I was debating if I should just like sleep with Nui, but then he went into the room so fast he shut the door. So that was not an option. Then Nok also went into her room, so, okay, I have to open the door now. So I opened the door, and the first thing I noticed was there's a mirror right on the feet of the bed. So that's a huge no for me. Like when you see like a mirror in front of the feet of the bed, it's not something that's very comfortable. And the room itself was really dingy. It felt moldy. I could smell it as like I'm speaking right now, and cold. And I did not feel comfortable at all. I decided not to take a shower. I went straight to the bed, and I think I shifted myself so I didn't have to look at the mirror. And I just like sat there, either thinking I was gonna wait it out and not sleep, or I would just like nap for like for an hour or two, because I think in a few hours it would have been like 5 in the morning. So I think basically I was so fatigued, I was so tired, like it set in, so I started to doze off. And once I started to doze off, that's when everything went wrong. That's when I started to feel very uncomfortable, and I dozed off, and then all of a sudden I felt a weight on me, and then I went into like this paralysis, like I went paralyzed.
鬼压床。
You know what I
哎
mean?
呦，傻，
Oh my God.
又是 Cammy 啊！
I'm sorry. I felt the weight, so I just had
I
to.
can feel the weight.
But there's a Chinese saying about the paralysis,
Yes,
right?
yes.
How do you say it?
鬼压床。
Gui ya chang. That's what I felt at the moment. Do you feel that way right now?
Yeah, I can feel.
Wow. Miss Mo, she's shivering, you know. Yeah. I can see her lips like.
吓死我。
So,
Please.
oh, thank you, 谢谢. So as I felt the weight, I was struggling to really try to get myself out of that state, but I couldn't. And then, yeah, that's how I was breathing. And eventually, after a while, I was able to lift myself out of it. And once I opened my eyes, the lights start flickering. And then once that happened, I really knew the energy is really heavy. It's very negative. So I got up, and I could feel a presence in the room with me, like really feel that there's a presence. Because I think as I was going through the paralysis, there was some sort of a shadow, and I knew right away that it was a woman. It was a woman's spirit, or woman's energy in there, but not a good energy. So I walked to the door, and I couldn't open the door.
Oh, you're locked in.
Yeah, and I was panicking because at the time I was younger, and I didn't have a means to protect myself in the way of like chants or what to do. So I think that the panic made it worse. But eventually I was able to open the door. I ran over to Nui's room, the cameraman, knocked on the door, could not get him to wake up, and then the hallway starts flickering. Then I ran to Nok's room, and then I knocked on her door. She opened the door, and once she opened the door, the lights flickered again. And then I went straight into her room. We closed the door, And then before I can say anything, because she was looking at me as like, what's going on? Are you okay? The lights went on, off in her room. And that's the first time she's ever experienced anything like that. So we hung onto each other really tight. And then we tried to open the door a few times, and then we opened the door, and then we headed for the staircase. So like, if the ride to the hotel itself felt like very long, it felt so long trying to get to the lobby, even though we were on the
Wait again.
Yeah. Yes. So it just kept on going, like deja vu. And then finally reached the lobby, and there was no one at the lobby. So it felt like the whole entire space building was like no one existed except just the two of us. And eventually the receptionist came, and I remember the first thing I did is because I have the third eye, so it's like I was just very straightforward that this is happening, this is what I witnessed, what's going on. Because for me, it's like if I can get to the source, if I know what's going on, then I know how to appease the spirit. But as in most cases, when you like stay in places, they'll dismiss it, they won't be honest about it. So it was like quite like tiring until I think eventually the receptionist relent and just said, go to the altar on the rooftop and do prayers there. And then before we went, he finally told us what happened. So on that floor itself, there was a body found under the bed, likely murdered. Yeah.
Wow. So she's trying always, so dramatic to tell you what happened to her.
Yes.
Yeah, from your room to the corridor and to your manager's room. It's so dramatic.
Yeah. I think basically the spirit or energy wants to be acknowledged. Yeah.
Because you're too handsome.
Maybe, yes.
Yes.
If I'm the ghost, I also want to let you know I'm here.
So Art, please answer her question. Will you accept her? The laugh means no. Yeah. Okay. 谢谢 Art.
Thank you.